Welcome back to another episode of the Youth Academy Career Mode here in the Premier League, where we kicked off the Premier League season by going 0 for 3 in our first 3 games, scoring 5 goals, conceding a combined total of 12. Our team is looking a little bit different. As you can see, we no longer have Ziegler, we no longer have Hoffman. Obviously Fagan, y'all know we don't have because he was sent back to his club. He was only a loan deal. Ziegler release clause triggered for 20 million less than his value, and we accepted the L on that. Simon Hoffman was sold for 222.2 million to Bayern Leverkusen. We bring in Weber, who is Oliver Giroud's regen. He's into the squad now, and then Jacobs we bring in from Rio of some random European club. He is our new cam. I mean, you can see here we have 287 million to spend. We obviously have our youth staff out in England, Argentina, and Brazil. We are through to the transfer window. We are making no more deals. Let's get into the Carabao Cup action here against Bristol City Rovers, and then we have Bournemouth, Wolves, and Arsenal in the Premier League. It's going to be one tough of a season. We do have board objectives as well. We want to beat one big club in the league, one of the big 6 clubs in the league. I should actually fix that. One big 6 club in the league. We already played Man City and we lost 4-3 to them. We was down 3-1. We went ahead and quick send that and lost 4-3. We have Arsenal in this episode. We could go ahead and trick that off. And if we do get it, we do win one in the first half of the season, then I will change it to 2 for the second half of the season. New men on the block, 25 goal contributions with Weber and Jacobs. Now Weber and Jacobs, well Weber at least, might not retain his starting position, so that'll be interesting to see. But we can see what Weber and Jacobs can do, replacing Ziegler and Hoffman. Weber has a lot of has a big, massive shoe to fill in for Hoffman. Hoffman was our best player by far. So that'll be interesting. We reached a quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup, and talking about that, we have the Carabao Cup game, our first game in the Carabao Cup against Bristol City Rovers to kick today's episode off. We want to have Evans get 5 clean sheets just 5 clean sheets. I might make that in the league. I doubt, honestly, that might be hard to do, to be honest, in this league. And then Laird and Steele, our left-wing duos. We want to have 20 goal contributions between the two. Obviously, if we need to up these, we will. But I have a feeling we're going to be struggling to complete a lot of these objectives. And talking about objectives, talking about Youth Academy, we have our youth scout reporting. England and Brazil actually gave us a lot of players in their first one. Now, honestly, I might be a little bit more stricter with these. 1 million at 14 is quite good, but I might be stricter. I can't lie. I might be going to like 1.5 for Brazil's at least, because there are some incredible players that could come through here. I know there are, and here's one of them, Gabriel Cardoso, 17 years old at 1.6. This is something I would take as 14-year-old. I will take him here at 17 just to see if he can grow. Argentina, Sergio Hernandez, 59 to 81, 6.5 million. We are going to go ahead and bring him in. He's looking like a cam just from the rip of that. 600K for him. 1.1 million for Hidalgo. No, I'm going to be a lot stricter because we're going to have so many players coming in. It's just be too much to handle, too much to deal with. And then England, which honestly has been stepping up. These 5-star scouts are absolutely beautiful. Lewis Lucas, 1.1 million at 17 years old. We'll bring him in just to see what he's about. Jackson Myers, and no. Jasper John, 60 overall to 80 overall. He's going to be worth 2.4 million. His overall is going to be 62 or 61 overall. Now, the problem I have with Youth Academy is I don't know who's who. I don't know who we just brought in. I really don't. I know we just brought in Sergio Hernandez, a cam, 17 overall, 72 overall. I did just bring in Bucard as a cam, but I might bring Hernandez in as a cam instantly into the starting 11, maybe. I will grow him. I'll grow his attacking position at least in his finishing just to see what him. I know Lewis Lucas we just brought in as a cam. Is he a cam? I'm going to be honest. Maybe it's looking like it. Maybe a right winger. Bristol Rovers in the Cowbell Cup. We are going to go ahead and simulate through it and jump in if need be. We have rotated a little bit despite going on international duty in a couple of, well, really after this game. Pinto, Steele, Bucard, Davey starting, Blanco starting, Moyano continues to start, Young continues to start, Parker takes over, Petit, Acuna starts, our Youth Academy Manning starts, and Youth Academy Esposito starts at goalkeeper. It might be the first time we ever started a different goalkeeper. Let's get in through it. Let's see what they can do. Pinto makes it 1-0, 25 minutes into the game.
So the ball rolling again.
And I gotta change this shit. Sorry if you hear the fan, but it's 1-1, 31 minutes in. Pinto makes it 2-1. I was getting ready to jump in because we needed a little bit more kind of solidity into the team. Laird is going to come on, but I might put Steele on the right-hand side. Laird comes on and scores a sealer. It's 3-1. Bucard, he scores his first goal for the club. It's 4-1. Our Cowbell Cup run continues after beating Bristol Rovers 4-1. Bournemouth Bournemouth at home here with Wakefield. We're playing with our alternate kit. I love this kit so much. Actually, this might be my favorite kit. Neto, Bard, Hill, Sensei, Stacy, Chavanier, Weber. Let's see what we can do against a team that just got promoted through the playoffs. Ball. Stacy, a good through ball. Young might be able to get there. He won't. It's passed in. And Josley Hansen scores against his parent club. It's 1-0 for Bournemouth, and we're down behind early again. Now O'Reilly, Petit, what the heck was that, Petit? And Josh Jensen has a brace against his parent club. What is going on? Evans crossed in. It's going back post for Laird. He gets a touch on it. It's 2-1. We get a goal back here. Laird, he gets shut down pretty quickly. A through ball in for Moyano. That works out beautifully. Moyano now, he'll continue with the ball. Out wide for Neal. Crossed in for Weber, touch, gets on his left foot, Weber finds the back in net, and we're level here with Bournemouth. It's 2-2. And Weber, he gets on the score sheet here for Wakefield. And those clicks you're hearing by are me just taking screenshots for thumbnails. That should be able to win that. Moyano on the second ball. Moyano still has it. Moyano on his left foot. Moyano wins the game for Wakefield. And we are looking like we might take the first 3 points here in our Premier League season. And it's an absolute rocket from Moyano. Semenyo. Tavernier. Bournemouth last chance to grab an equalizer here, and they might get it. Machucha crossed in. Acuna. No! Fuck off! 3-3. We draw another game. And we still yet to win a game in the Premier League. It was probably our easiest game of the month. Just can't let that happen, game. Come on, EA. A 3-3 draw at home against Bournemouth. Next game up against Wolves at the Molineux. We are playing in our really ugly white to green kits. I don't know what I was thinking with this kit, but it's ugly. Pinto starts over Weber, and Steele starts over Neal. I forgot who was there. Just to try that out. Oh, these kits are really ugly. They're really ugly. Holy cow. Corbinu, Young can't really deal with it. Abraham, Adamu, Evans picks it up in the box. And his clean sheet's still alive here, but Steele will go in halftime. 0-0 here against Wolves. We don't concede early for once. That's a mirror. In for Pinto. Pinto's in behind now. Pinto finds the back of the net, and Wakefield are up 1-0 here against Wolves. In 40 minutes or so, well, 25 minutes actually, away from winning our first game of the league. On now. Jetterbow and Fisher wins the ball back. Laird now. Laird has space. Laird now. Laird, he can really put this game to bed. I mean, the game's already over. And we get our first win of the Premier League season here. And it's a 2-0 win against Wolves. Our first points in the Premier League. Well, not our first points. Our first win in the Premier League comes against Wolves. Our first points came against Bournemouth last game. Now we have Ipswich Town in the Carabao Cup and then Arsenal to wrap up this episode. And we will simulate through this game here against Ipswich Town as we have Arsenal in a couple days' time. And Pinto takes the lead 5 minutes in. It's 1-0. Hanslick makes it 1-1 for Ipswich. And Hanslick takes the lead for Ipswich. It's 2-1. And Pinto levels it up at 2-2 right before halftime. And Moyano takes the lead here for Wakefield. It's 3-2, 63 minutes gone. And Steele makes it 4-2 for Wakefield. Hanslick gets his hat-trick to make it 4-3. Jacob restores that 2-goal lead to make it 5-3 with 10 minutes left. Pinto makes it 6-3 to end the game. He gets his hat-trick of his own. And a 6-3 win against Ipswich Town. Our cup run continues as we look to try and get to the quarterfinals of that as well. Obviously, that is objective, no longer the FA Cup. The quarterfinals is a lot more achievable with the Carabao Cup because we really won't face a big team until maybe the quarterfinals. As I say that, Newcastle is there. How many games is that? That's not the quarterfinals, right? Yeah, it's not. The next, I think we win this game against Newcastle, and then we're in the quarterfinal. Who I thought was a very good team, but I forget EA absolutely hate their guts. After 5 games, they have 0 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses, 0 and 2 points. We could complete an objective relatively early, well, at least push it to 2 now. A Big 6 club here against Arsenal. Martinelli, Moise Kean, Saka, Kone, Cavor at CDM, Barella, Tavares, Kempembe, Martinez, Vanderson, Meret. I'm half tempted to change that, but I actually can't. Alright, there we go. Martinelli, Moise Kean, Saka, Kane, Barella, Odegaard, Tavares, Kempembe, Himeje, Vanderson, and then Ramsdale in net. Our chance to possibly win our first game against a Big 6 club here. And a chance to maybe get a clean sheet. Neil will get it back. He doesn't have Tavares to worry about for now. Neil, Jacobs, Weber. Weber on his left foot. Weber gets into the back of the net and Wakefield have the lead. It's 1-0 against struggling side Arsenal. Barella, it's a bad tackle from... Oh, it's a red card for Jacobs. What the... How is that a red card? Bastian Jacobs picks up a red card here. I don't know if that's a red card worthy. We're down to 10 men here. Acuna makes a pass, and Manu Kone should have an easy goal. He does, and it's 1-1. Neil into Fisher. Fisher over the top for Laird. Laird first time volley, and Laird has the lead back here for Wakefield. It's 2-1 up against Arsenal. Why? No, that gets deflected off Saka all the way back to Zachary Evans. He'll try and clear it, but Petit won't win that ball. And here come Arsenal, and here comes Bukayo Saka. Acuna deals with it initially. Moise Kean gets it back. Now to Vanderson. Young, no penalty. He dives in. Kean saves. Martinelli rebound 2-2. Stop disconnecting. It's 2-2. Arsenal level it up again. Neil. He'll find Moyano. Moyano has a little bit of space. Moyano's going to take the space, and Moyano's going to find the back of the net, and my controller disconnects again. But we're up 3-2 here against Arsenal. And Moyano can't find him. Martinelli, last chance for sure. Moise Kean shut down by Petit. Evans has it. Fisher into Young. He tries to clear it, but it's deflected off of Odegaard's head into Evans. Actually worked out even better. And we win our we win our second game, but our first game against a Big 6 club in the Premier League in episode 24. And now that will be actually boosted now to 2, and it can't be against Arsenal again, so that'll be interesting to see. We cannot win against Arsenal one more time. It would have to be a different Big 6 club. But we pick up our second win of the season and our first massive win, which comes against Arsenal, a 3-2, in which we win in the 83rd minute thanks to Moyano. And so Daniel Correa, he's actually kind of good at cam slash CM. I'm gonna transition him to a center mid. That way we have maybe a better backup center mid option for the future. And then Perez, he's a better cam. I am just boosting his shooting stats. That's why he's on the striker plan. So that is that. Now for our scouts, we are gonna send out to 3 different more nations. In fact, do we go back to England? I don't think we do. I think we go. I want to go to USA. USA is going to give me absolute stinkers. I already know it is. So we'll send one to USA. We will go over to South America again, but we won't go to the same nations. We'll go to... Do we go to Paraguay or Uruguay? Let's go to Paraguay for 3 months. And then we will go ahead and go to... Not Africa, because we've been to Africa quite a bit last season. Let's go to Australia for 3 months and see what they can bring us from down under. I will see y'all next episode. Where are we at in the league, actually, with that second win? We are 13th in the league after 6 games. 2 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses. We have Newcastle up next. We obviously won't play that game. Arsenal are in 19th. That is crazy. Bournemouth are in 20th. Where's Fulham at? Fulham, they are in 9th. They've been pretty doing good. Top of the table right now is at Manchester City with Liverpool as well up there. Interesting to see. I will see y'all next episode. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.